Well, hi, I'm back again. You have had a whole week to practice the spiritual thermometer, and I told you I'd talk to you about karma. But first, before I start talking about karma, I want to talk to you a little bit more about the spiritual power tools that you've been using all week. The thermometer. So the spiritual thermometer, as you've been observing, can be very helpful in making wise choices. And you are able more quickly to identify who's leading your band. Is it my little eye or my big eye? That's another way I used to use my spiritual thermometer. I would look at the spiritual thermometer and see anything below my 5 is the little eye. And the little eye is very limited. But the big eye, the one that lives in that now moment, that has clear thinking, is the big eye within me. See, within you is a little eye and a big eye. I call the little eye that has a little dot over it. And I've talked to you about how many little eyes you've had throughout the centuries of incarnation. You've had an awful lot of little eyes. Well, we are going to be working on the big eye here. The big eye, which is the I am presence within you. The I am presence in you. It's not out there. It's in you, waiting to unveil itself. Now that you've been using the spiritual power tools on a more regular basis, and also using the spiritual thermometer to measure your emotions and your thought patterns, you are much more familiar, you are much more conscious of yourself than you've ever been. Who is watching you? Who is the observer self of you? Who is that observer self? It's the big eye of you. It is your big eye. And it's always present, but we don't use it very often because we get stuck below a 5 in the little eye. I know that this week, when you've been practicing looking at yourself through the eyes of the spiritual thermometer, you've been able to catch yourself much more readily than you ever have before. Because the big eye in you is getting bigger and more awake. We are awakening that giant in you. Not that little puny little silly little eye that is about me, 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 me. I got so sick of my little eye. I get, oh my God, it's such a panty waste. It just hangs around and it's a whimpering, oh, I'm not getting my needs met. I need to get my needs met by somebody else. Guess what? Nobody can meet your needs but you. And your needs are about getting into that I am presence within you. It's the now in you. Nobody, no one, absolutely nobody can do that but you. You have within your grasp the I am presence. That which I'm looking for, I already am. And when I started to unveil that part of me, and it was not an easy job by any means, I started to get a glimpse of eternity. I started to break myself out of the illusion of the third dimension and move into a greater understanding of a fourth dimensional beingness, which was there for me to unveil. You aren't alone in this march to higher consciousness. You have masters out there helping you, and much support in books, spiritual power tools. Oh my God, I use those and still use those. They're wonderful because they took me out of my little puny little I to a greater understanding of who I am, and then I became aware that we were all one big I. But you have to see that from a higher dimension. See it from a higher dimension. You are a spiritual being. You are an I am presence within you. That I am presence in you is your waking up giant that gets control of your life. The spiritual thermometer helps you to wake up that giant. Puts you in the right state of mind. But it takes willpower. It takes everything you got, the courage to open that door. But you have the tools. You have all kinds of tools to help you to become spiritually conscious, not 1/10 conscious, but 100% conscious. And that's what you want to be, 100% conscious. You're more conscious today than you were 2 weeks ago. Because now you're learning to use that spiritual thermometer that can unveil your higher self and help you to live in the now. Okay, I talked to you about karma and the karmic ball. And I just want to mention, because I'm going to go on with karma the following week too, because I've had a lot to say this week about the spiritual thermometer again. I guess I can't hit that hard enough, guys. I just can't, because it's so important to you. It's so important to you. So, karma, the law of cause and effect. It's a just law. I kind of laugh sometimes when I found out about the law of karma and how to work with it. I thought, you know what? When God created the universe and all these souls, he said, boy, oh boy, I don't want to be following them around and checking on billions of souls. I'm going to put a law that's going to take care of this for me. And I'm going to sit on my throne and just enjoy watching them evolve. This is just a joke right now, guys. So don't take me seriously. I'm trying to make a point. That's all. So God put the karmic law into existence because he said, having to follow all these souls around and to help them, I need to put a law in that they will help themselves and grow from their mistakes, grow from their positive things that happened. So often we talk about karma as, oh my God, karma is the worst part of the thing. No, there's a wonderful part of our karma that we are doing, and it's very helpful that we have the positive working with the negative. Because when the positive comes in and works with the negative, it takes control of the negative and washes the bad decisions out. Decisions that you may have made way back 500, 1,000 years ago. Oh my God, 1,000 years ago? Wow. When I found out I was working out karma from 1,000 years ago, I thought, oh my God, this is too much for me. I'll never get through this crap. And guess what? I only had to look at a portion of things, only. Those portions of things that I had to look at were the things that were keeping me most stuck. Decisions I may have made at a very limited eye 1,000 years ago, such as, oh, I'm never going to love again. Boy, it really sucks to love somebody and care about them. So I'm going to put a big shield all around me, and I'm never going to let anybody through this shield. I'm going to build it with concrete, and I'm going to have it here, and I'm going to make sure that no one gets through my concrete wall. And the next lifetime, I'm keeping this wall up. I'll develop my intelligence. I will develop love. Love, 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 love. But I'm going to have my wall up and nobody's going to get through it. But I want you to love me, but I'm not loving back, because if I do, I'm stuck. I'm going to get hurt. I'm going to put another, oh, I better put another layer on top of that. Every time I love, I get rejected. Nothing ever happens my way. Another wall. Oh my goodness. Man alive. I'm going to protect myself and protect myself through every lifetime. I'm never letting this wall down. Then you start growing spiritually. And by the grace of God, you start to look at this wall of concrete that you've built around your soul, because you are scared and fearful. Oh, if I ever do that again, I'm sure to die in hell, to love. And yet, you're looking for love. You want love. You're saying, why can't I feel love? But you didn't realize that you built this wall around you maybe 500 years ago, maybe 6 lives ago. I don't know. And can you imagine, after putting all that concrete in, and now you have to take it down, because in the essence, God is love. So you have built a concrete wall against that which you're wanting, the love of God, to love yourself, to love your family, to love, 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 whatever. But I've got a wall. I won't let it down. And God comes in and says, hoo, 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 let's take that wall down. And it started a long time ago. And it's been reproducing itself time after time, time after time, to keep you safe. Not really, because that which you're looking for, evolving through, is to understand the higher principles. If God is made of love, and you are made of God, you are building a great wall against yourself. Against yourself. In all my teachings in the last 40 years, I've come across so many souls, so many, many, many souls that have built a lot of walls around love because of their scared to let go, and yet wanting to be loved and feel love. There's so many love songs out there. You listen to the radio, you listen to the television, the internet. Love songs are abundant. Why do we all sing about love? Because we want that. And God's put within us a desire to love. Yes. But when we started to love, we got scared. It's an emotion that we don't want to have. But yet, it is one of the most important things about God. God so loved the world. He loved the world. Connect with that love. And it's within you. And ask, please, teach me how to love. And take those barriers down, those fears. Because what happens when we take down love? And we start to love like God loves, from another dimension of being. We fall in love with everyone. Everyone is our lover. It's not a sexual thing. It's a flowing thing. In that moment you love with all your heart and all your soul. That person you're with. Another soul comes in and you love that soul. With all the compassion and understanding. But the one person you have to begin to love is yourself. And open up that heart, the heart chakra, the blood of our whole beingness. Love is the blood of our whole beingness. Well, I feel like I've kind of gotten off track today because I've talked about karma, but not very much. For some reason, I got onto love. So, in order to work in the best interest of your soul and get out of karma, we have to do a lot of forgiveness work. And I will talk more about that next week. So I say to each one of you, continue to look at that spiritual thermometer and check it out for yourself. Did I love today, or did I keep a shield over me? Because guess what? I found out, and I found out for many, many, many of my students, one thing. We judge others so we can protect ourselves. If I can make you wrong, I don't have to look at me. We have to take those walls down. And I support you with all my heart and soul to take the wall down. Because it's a heavy wall. It's a burden. It's a very, very big burden. If you look at this little ball I have in my hand, you can see it has a lot of rubber bands, but each rubber band represents a life, if you will. I like little props, and this is one of my little props, because it helps me to help you to understand how entwined we are with our karma. We think we make decisions, but our karma makes our decisions so many times until we start to move into our higher self and we start to making decisions about who we are in God. I'm not done with the karma yet. I've got plenty more to say to you. But I think I've covered enough for today to get you thinking about love and protection and measuring how much you love. Use your spiritual thermometer, measuring your love. 2, I'm going to show you lots and lots of ways to use this spiritual thermometer. Lots of them. One of them is, how much did I love today? Whoa, I was really down in my limited self all day today. Oh wow, I picked up that flower and I looked at it and I loved that flower. There's something happened to me when I looked at that flower today. Wow, it was my higher self loving that flower or that animal that we have grown to love and care for. Find out how you are on the love scale. Measure it. Be a lover. Be a lover. Love yourself. Love others as God has loved you in and through you. I always give homework. Here we go again. Miss Jane, homework. But I know where you're going to end up when you get all this stuff done. And would I change anything in my life and all the struggles that I thought I had? No. I love to move my consciousness. And I want to make it so dynamic to you that you will do anything you can to move your consciousness. You will just take up the sword and say, I'm moving my consciousness and I don't care about anything else but using my higher self, living in my higher self, being pure essence of the I that I am. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you once again for listening to me, for allowing me to be part of your spiritual journey. Your soul is after you, and I am supporting your soul. Bye-bye for now.